Thank you so much for attending my presentation about the many faces of Kommo-o, and first let's quickly go over its traits. This thing, like all pseudo-legendaries, has an extremely strong stat spread, but unlike most of the others, everything is pretty solid. You don't really have high or low points. Its typing is also generally strong, being Fighting Dragon. This guy has a ton of resistances, taking half damage from 7 types, however it's not perfect. You have 5 weaknesses to some pretty common offensive typings like Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. On offense, Fighting actually covers some of Dragon's weak points, notably popping Steel. Kommo-o has 3 strong abilities, all of which help it on the defensive side. Bulletproof protects from ball and bomb moves like Sludge Bomb. Soundproof protects from sound moves like Boom Burst. Overcoat protects from powder moves like Spore and even Rage Powder. All 3 abilities get usage, the former 2 being good in singles and the latter having a lot of utility in the Amoonguss-centric VGC. These traits, combined with a lot of coverage, give it a ton of very powerful roles. Let's start with its most famous builds, Sweepers. In its debut generation of Alola, it got a signature Z move, Clangorous Soul Blaze. When you give Clanging Scales, a 110 base power dragon move in its own right, Z power, you not only deal a bunch of damage, but you receive an Omni Boost. This is insane, dishing out massive damage while becoming a big ball of stats. You're tougher to kill, tougher to take moves from, tougher to outspeed, everything is just better. This move's mere existence let it be a potent setup sweeper in Gen 7, having a huge impact on OU. Plus, since Clangorous Soul Blaze and Clanging Scales are spread moves, Kommo-o is powerful in VGC. It would win 3 regionals in 2018, receiving support from Pokemon like Mega Gengar, Clefairy, and Cresselia. It was amazing. After Alola though, it seemed to be way worse. Since you don't have Z crystals anymore, Kommo-o can't boost, right? Wrong. Game Freak saw this coming and gave it a brand new signature move called Clangorous Soul. This move doesn't deal any damage and removes a third of your max HP, but holds onto the Omni Boost effect. While yes, this is worse and its results would dip, builds focused around setup sweeping have retained places across many different formats. But Kommo-o isn't only known for offense. Even though they're less flashy, defensive sets have seen a ton of success. The Dragon has a surprising amount of supportive options, and with those legitimately great defensive traits, it gets a lot of opportunities. Stealth Rocks are good, like every hazard ever made. Toxic exerts a bunch of pressure against walls and opposing setup Pokemon that might try to take advantage of its passivity. Taunt is especially nice though, and ties it together really nicely. This not only keeps sweepers at bay, but gives it a stronger matchup into Stall. It's not getting hit by Toxic, it can stop Wish and other forms of healing, shuts down hazards really consistently since it's also kinda quick, the possibilities are endless. Kommo-o's main attacking move on supportive sets is Drain Punch, aiming to get some decent healing. Even without investment, Kommo-o's 110 attack and stab boost let it hit pretty hard and give it semi-reliable recovery. It's no roost, but can seriously help keep it kicking. While Clangorous Soul sets are the most widespread and often the most potent sweeping sets, you do have a couple fascinating options. My personal favorite is Belly Drum, threatening insane sweeps. Kommo-o aims to capitalize on scared switches, setting up a substitute for free. Then, with crafty EVs, you can get down to 25% via Belly Drum and proc the speed-raising Salac Berry. Now, in an ideal world, you have maxed out attack, +1 speed, and are maybe even behind a sub. With Drain Punch, it stays healthy while it sweeps your team, and a secondary move like Thunder Punch gives it the ability to hit flying types for a bunch of damage while still touching fairies. This obviously isn't perfect. Pokemon like Landorus, Therian, Unaware Clefable, and Tapu Koko can effectively shut it down, but you've got to be careful because if it gets going, stopping it is very tough. In Gen 8, Kommo-o would actually get another powerful move that can enable sweeps, Body Press. This move uses your defense stat as your attack stat, which just so happens to be really high. After 1 Iron Defense, which is basically Swords Dance at this point, you're hitting huge damage. This idea is especially powerful on defensive builds as an attacking option, contributing to its bulk while ripping through cores. Very cool. In conclusion, Kommo-o is a super versatile Pokemon. With a good typing, balanced stats, and some crazy moves, it can function effectively in many different ways. Thank you so much for watching.